Hello and welcome to UK Versus. With Nationals fast approaching and some Nationals have already happened, let's talk about characters we need to deal with. And today we're going to specifically look at sending Grandma down the river. That's right, we're talking about Recovery Girl. As we've seen through past events, through current events, and through webcam events that have happened in between season 3 and now, Recovery Girl is just getting stronger. And after the death of Immortal Monomer, where Monomer could stay alive forever, people were wondering why Recovery Girl didn't get hit the same. And if this is coming out post-ban, well, then I guess they did do something to hit Recovery Girl. Recovery Girl and Ymir, to a lesser extent, have now got enough tools to stall and gain health and make games very hard to deal with, and then deal a lot of damage through all these new attacks and foundations that keep boosting attack power, to the point where I'm reminded of a Sword Art Online abridged quote, which is basically, my wounds heal faster than you can make them. And that is what cards like Last Second Rescue do. They create a situation where Ymir and Recovery Girl, especially Recovery Girl, who can keep building it back in, as long as they have momentum, their wounds can heal quicker than we can make them, and it makes it very hard to deal with, where this character just doesn't die and our attacks are essentially just being negated, because as long as they have momentum, which Recovery Girl can get through the fact that she can give everything through, she never has to die, on top of all the other heal abilities that she has, through foundations like Soup, Immortal Shapeshifter, the heal cards on face, as well as once she transforms for Ymir, gets lots of damage, and Recovery Girl has healing on face with that first form. And with things like Mitts of Despair, which just allow you to string out and do serious damage through healing, these are big threats you need to be aware of, and knowing how to handle them. How do we handle Ymir, and to a bigger extent, Recovery Girl? Well, the easiest option actually comes from Ymir's own kit, which is the Jaw Titan attacks. The Jaw Titan attacks gains you health, which does feed into their own abilities, but on the flip side, can lose 3 stamina as a backup to prevent an ability that would gain health from activating by cancelling it, and then preventing health gain for the rest of that turn. And because this Jaw Titan comes in with 6 stamina, you can do this twice. However, we cannot block for backups, so the chances of Jaw Titan surviving after that turn is very slim. Chances are Jaw Titan comes down, and that's the immediate target. It's great against Recovery Girl because that first form can essentially just be negated, and you can prevent the healing, or you can just stop them using their first form. But for Ymir, it becomes a lot more convoluted because they can just kill it and then start their train without actually activating any health gain abilities. And the fact that Jaw Titan has an infinity symbol means it can be played in any deck, which is very cool, and it gives everyone an option for sideboard or for main deck to deal with Recovery Girl, or at least put Recovery Girl and Ymir in a situation of, I need to deal with this before I can get the kill, and just taking a card out of people's hands can sometimes be the difference between life and death. The fact that Last Second Rescue hits on your turn makes it a lot harder to deal with Jaw Titan attacks, as I said, because chances that it doesn't survive through your opponent's turn, meaning they set it up and they can sit there. However, if you're playing with the death symbol, you can build in the Jaw Titan backup using Duplicitous Recollection. If you are using the life symbol, and if you hit with it, which, if they're looking to stay alive, they'll let you hit. You may, if you mill a Jaw Titan, get to bring it in, and because you are priority player, you deal damage, you respond, you get Jaw Titan, they respond Last Second Rescue, you go cancel, and they go, oh, okay, yeah, and they go, boom, done, let's go. Very, very cool. That one's a little bit more casino-y, whereas Duplicitous Recollection is just a guaranteed boom, blitz, build it in, you're not gaining health in my turn, and I will have this for your turn at the start of your turn. guaranteed. Very, very cool. Jaw Titan attacks, and the Jaw Titan is my personal favorite way because it puts your opponent in a position of, especially as a five-hander recovery girl, if I'm taking one of their attacks away from me onto Jaw Titan, especially if I can get a Smiling Titan down as well. So two of their attacks are going away from me and are going to these backups to stop me from being able to deal with them. Then I'm sitting pretty going, cool, that's two cards out of a five-hander's hand. I'm now looking at three cards. They may be able to kill me depending on how many duplas they have out, but I'm in a strong position to be able to block whatever they're throwing and survive to the next turn. Specifically looking at the responses for heal, such as Immortal Shapeshifter or Last Second Rescue, you have got things such as Evil versus Good, Incredible Display, which allow you to cancel responses. It's not the best it can sort of be clutch if you're trying to get them to a certain health total. So if you think, oh, one attack, then the next attack kills them, and you want to get them to a point where they can't use Last Second Rescue for the next attack, but because your recovery goal takes the damage, even if they sack Last Second Rescue and you can cancel it with Incredible Display or Evil versus Good, they are still then going to just go boom. I'll build it back in because I've taken damage, and you got, okay, I've got to deal with it again, but at least this damage went through. Ideally, you want to get rid of it. If you can blow it up in your opponent's turn or get your opponent to blow it up, thinking they can build it back in, and you run things like Sins of the Past or Deception Dagger or other ways of discard hate, removing cards from the discard, then you're in a solid position to basically go, yeah, I'm going to take those foundations you need to survive, and I'm going to yeet them into the remove from game pile, because once it's removed from game, your opponent is not going to have access to them anymore. They're not going to be able to pull them back, and they cannot build them, which means you've cut off the combo. It's a lot harder to do that because recovery goals will protect that Last Second Rescue like their life depends on it, because it does. But it is a great way to do it. The thing about this trick is it's kind of like showing your opponent a magic trick whilst telling them how to do it. Once you see how Recovery Girl wants to do this, then you know how to stop it. There are three parts. The foundation needs to be in play, which you can stop with things like Deception Dagger and Sins of the Past. They need to have momentum, which can easily be disrupted through things like Throw Hate, Momentum Hate. There are still things like Gory Stab and other momentum hates out there, but that exist through Genkai's cards and stuff that allow you to just get rid of it. And then you also have Jaw Titan and response hates to make sure the damage gets through. It's not impossible to beat Recovery Girl, and it's going to be a long game, so do not feel like you have to rush. Do not just poke and pass, you're just feeding into what Recovery Girl wants. The more they have to hold their cure wounds, the more they have to hold these cards that they need to heal, the less hand size they have totally. And if you can get them to waste cure wounds' damage in hands on a attack that you're going to be able to stop with through Throw Hate, then you're sitting pretty as well. It's going to be a long game, it's a long slog. You need to adapt your playstyle, adapt the way that you're tackling Recovery Girl, and essentially out-resource her. She will build into Deluxe, she will build more and more, but she is still only a 500. She will eventually run out of cards to block with, and if you can get her off momentum, she is then defenseless. She needs momentum to do this, so running momentum hate, running response hate is the ideal way. A bit of a segue into what I was just saying, but it just occurred to me during editing, I completely forgot to mention that you can turn off Recovery Girl using Blood Curdle, committing effects, using cards that will turn Recovery off, because if you can commit Recovery Girl, she's not tenacious, and you'll be able to essentially start beating her down and chucking her down the river because she cannot build while she's committed. Getting her committed, getting her overextended in that aspect to the point where she has to commit, although you'll never probably find a Recovery Girl player who will commit their character, isn't a bad option. And cards like Blood Curdle or other commit character cards, if they can hit, will turn off Recovery Girl and will make the recovery goal very uneasy because yes, they can last second rescue, but they only get to do it once. And if you can combine that with a way to turn off last second rescue with Universus good, Team Ichigami, with incredible display, you've put yourself in a very strong winnable position. And this is why things like Death Chaos are very strong at the minute, because they have multiple ways to turn off Recovery Girl, and I am very excited to see what options people come up with. But I'll get back to the other things I was talking about. Just wanted to jump in there and say I completely forgot. Committing characters is an option. Build better, adapt, play, win. Easiest way to do it. We need to. She's got 2 months left. Let's chuck her in a box, send her down the river, and let's get Recovery Girl out of here before she makes everyone's life a living hell at Worlds and then disappears into obscurity. Because if you play Recovery Girl in Retro, what is wrong with you? I'm going to leave it there. Let me know, did you find this helpful? Is there any other ways I missed that you can deal with Recovery Girl? What characters are you worried about? And maybe I'll jump in and make a video. Chances are Nats will pass by them. But if there's any characters you're worried about for Worlds, let me know, and I will give you my god-awful takes on how to deal with that character. I will catch you all in the next one, and have a great time. Bye!